Kellogg sells over 2 billion Pop-Tarts every year, making it one of the most popular breakfast snacks in the world. That's enough to stack them to the moon and back, and still have enough left to survive a road trip with your kids. But have you ever wondered, how is a Pop-Tart actually made in a factory? Let's take a look at the process that turns simple ingredients into these iconic toaster pastries. In the 1960s, America was buzzing with innovation. People were racing to the moon, grooving to the Beatles, and apparently growing increasingly impatient with breakfast. Enter the battle for the toaster pastry, a tale as sweet and cutthroat as the product itself. It all started with Post, the company famous for grape nuts, a cereal about as exciting as its name. They had this groundbreaking idea for a quick, pre-packaged breakfast. A fruit-filled pastry sealed in foil so it could sit on a shelf for months without going bad. They called it Country Squares. The name alone felt like it came from the same department that decided raisins were exciting. Post thought they had a winner. But then they made a rookie mistake. They bragged about it before launching. Somewhere in the Kellogg's boardroom, someone must have snickered and said, "We can do better." Within 6 months, Kellogg's had their own version ready to roll, complete with a name that screamed 60s cool, Pop-Tarts. Inspired by the pop art craze of the era, think Andy Warhol and Campbell's soup cans, Pop-Tarts hit the shelves in 1964, stealing the thunder from Post's yet-to-launch product. The first flavors, strawberry, blueberry, apple currant, and brown sugar cinnamon, were simple, but they were a hit. People loved the convenience, and toasters finally found a purpose beyond just making plain old toast. But here's the kicker. The early versions of Pop-Tarts weren't frosted. Why? Because the frosting couldn't survive the toaster. It would melt into a sticky mess, or worse, start smoking like a bad science experiment. So for the first few years, Pop-Tarts were naked, just fruit filling in a pastry shell, and yet people still loved them. Then, in 1967, Kellogg's engineers cracked the frosting code. They developed a coating that could endure the toaster's heat, giving birth to the frosted Pop-Tart we know today. This was a game changer. Kids were suddenly waking up excited for breakfast. Parents were relieved they didn't have to cook. And toaster sales probably went through the roof. As the years went on, Pop-Tarts became more than just breakfast. By the 1990s, Kellogg's was pumping out wild new flavors like s'mores and cookies and cream, and even dabbling in seasonal designs and quirky marketing campaigns. Who could forget those bizarre commercials where anthropomorphic Pop-Tarts lived, in terror of being toasted alive? Disturbing, yes, but undeniably memorable. Today, Pop-Tarts are a cultural icon. They've inspired everything from DIY recipes to novelty cafes, where you can order a Pop-Tart milkshake or, if you're feeling bold, a Pop-Tart taco. They've even become the subject of internet debates: toasted or untoasted, frosted or unfrosted. If you're team unfrosted, we respect you, but we don't understand you. All right, let's go deep into the factory and uncover every detail of how Pop-Tarts are made. This isn't just a tour. It's an odyssey through the engineering, ingredients, and meticulous processes that bring these toaster pastries to life. It all begins with the dough. The recipe is surprisingly simple: enriched wheat flour, water, sugar, salt, and fat, typically a combination of palm oil and shortening. These ingredients are precisely weighed and loaded into industrial-sized mixers the size of small cars. The goal? To create a dough that is pliable, yet firm enough to hold its shape during baking and filling. The mixing process is carefully timed and temperature controlled. Too much mixing, and the dough becomes tough. Too little, and it won't have the structure needed for those clean edges. Massive paddles churn the ingredients, forming a smooth, slightly elastic mass that's divided into manageable portions. These portions are then fed into giant sheeters, machines equipped with rolling pins the size of tree trunks. The sheeter flattens the dough into thin, even sheets, about 2 millimeters thick. The thickness is crucial. It needs to be sturdy enough to hold the filling, but not so thick that it overpowers the flavor. The dough sheets are continuously monitored by sensors that measure thickness, width, and consistency, ensuring every batch meets the strict Pop-Tart standard. While the dough is being prepared, the filling is mixed in another part of the factory. Each flavor has its own unique recipe, but the basic components include a blend of fruit or chocolate, sugar, corn syrup, and stabilizers like pectin. For fruit-based fillings, real fruit purees are combined with artificial flavors to amplify the taste and create that signature Pop-Tart sweetness. The filling is cooked in massive vats, where it's gently heated and stirred to achieve the right viscosity. Temperature control here is critical. Too hot, and the sugars can caramelize, altering the flavor. Too cold, and the filling won't flow smoothly during the assembly process. The finished product is a thick, glossy paste that's stored in insulated tanks connected to the filling machines. These machines are marvels of precision. Fitted with nozzles that can pump filling at high speeds, they deposit exact portions onto the bottom layer of dough. Each dollop is measured to the milligram, ensuring every Pop-Tart has just the right amount of gooey goodness inside. Once the filling is in place, another sheet of dough is unrolled over the top. This step is surprisingly delicate. Machines gently lay the second layer to avoid compressing the filling too much. The two layers of dough then pass through a series of rollers that press them together, creating a tight seal around each pocket of filling. Here's where things get interesting. Specialized crimping machines stamp down around each filling pocket, sealing the edges and forming the iconic rectangle shape. The crimping process is essential, not just for aesthetics, but to ensure the filling doesn't leak out during baking. Tiny perforations are also poked into the top layer of dough to allow steam to escape, preventing the pastries from puffing up or bursting in the oven. Once crimped and cut, the excess dough, called trim, is collected, re-kneaded, and sent back through the sheeter to be reused in the next batch. This zero-waste approach ensures efficiency and keeps production costs down. The pastries, now fully assembled, are loaded onto an endless conveyor belt and sent into a tunnel oven that spans the length of a basketball court. This oven operates at high temperatures, typically between 400 degrees Fahrenheit and 500 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the flavor and dough composition. The baking time is carefully calibrated, too short, and the dough remains raw, too long, and it becomes dry and brittle. As the Pop-Tarts move through the oven, hot air circulates around them, ensuring even baking. The edges turn golden, the dough firms up, and the filling thickens slightly as it heats. Sensors along the conveyor track temperature and moisture levels, while workers keep an eye out for any pastries that might have split or burned. The aroma at this stage is indescribable, a mix of warm pastry, caramelized sugar, and fruit filling. It's the kind of smell that makes you wish factories had visitor tasting rooms. After cooling, the pastries head to the frosting station. This is where science meets art. The frosting, made of powdered sugar, water, and stabilizers, is kept at a specific temperature to maintain its viscosity. Machines equipped with precision nozzles apply an even layer of frosting to the top of each pastry. The frosting flows in ribbons, creating that smooth, glossy finish we all recognize. For flavors with sprinkles, the pastries pass under sprinkling machines that shower them with colorful bits of sugar while the frosting is still wet. Timing here is key. If the frosting sets before the sprinkles are added, they won't stick, and the Pop-Tart would lose some of its charm. Once frosted, the pastries go through a rigorous quality control process. Cameras equipped with AI algorithms scan each Pop-Tart for defects, off-center filling, uneven frosting, or broken edges. Workers also inspect random samples by hand to ensure they meet Kellogg's exacting standards. Rejected Pop-Tarts don't go to waste. Depending on the issue, they may be reprocessed into other products or used in experimental batches. And yes, some lucky workers get to snack on them during breaks. The final step is packaging. Pop-Tarts are paired up and sent through foil wrapping machines that seal them in their signature shiny pouches. The foil isn't just for looks. It's designed to keep the pastries fresh by protecting them from air and moisture. Each pouch is nitrogen flushed before sealing to further extend shelf life. The pouches are then grouped into boxes, which are sealed, labeled, and loaded onto pallets. From there, they're shipped to warehouses and distributed to stores around the world. The entire process, from mixing the dough to boxing the finished product, takes just a few hours. Pop-Tarts have remained a breakfast and snack favorite for decades, thanks to their unbeatable combination of convenience, nostalgia, and playful charm. Whether toasted or eaten straight from the foil, they offer a no-fuss, portable treat that fits perfectly into busy lifestyles. For many, Pop-Tarts are more than food. They're a bite of childhood. That nostalgic pull, combined with flavors ranging from classic strawberry to wild creations like s'mores, has made them a staple in pantries across generations. Kellogg's has kept Pop-Tarts relevant by constantly evolving the brand. Seasonal releases, collaborations with pop culture icons, and limited edition flavors create excitement and keep fans curious. The brand also embraces its playful image, using social media to engage younger audiences with humor and memes, while experimenting with quirky ideas, like Pop-Tarts cafes and unexpected flavor mashups. Even as trends shift, Kellogg's adapts, introducing reduced sugar and organic options to appeal to health-conscious consumers without losing the product's signature fun. At its core, Pop-Tart's success lies in its ability to stay fresh while remaining familiar. By combining classic appeal with bold innovation, Kellogg's ensures Pop-Tarts remain a beloved snack that transcends fads, ready to toast, grab, or share for generations to come. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? And do you prefer it toasted or straight from the foil? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like and subscribe for more food stories and snack secrets.